Hello, this is the Justin, and today we'll be talking about Xmen First Class. Now, when I first heard about Xmen First Class, I wasn't too happy about it, considering First Class in the world that Bryan Singer created would not be First Class, partially because of age differences. Iceman is roughly the age of Rogue in the movie series. Angel, who was seen in Last Stand, will put him around that very same age range as being 20ish. So I was expecting this Last Stand to have, I guess, minus Iceman and Angel, Beast, Cyclops, and Marvel Girl, Jean Grey. That has not happened. Now, I'm going to do two parts of this movie. Of this video about this movie, Xmen First Class. But in part one, I just want to talk about the discrepancies, along with not having any of the First Class characters except for Beast is a huge deal. Havoc is in this movie and not Cyclops. I don't understand what's wrong with Fox and not liking Cyclops but loving Wolverine. I don't know what it is about in the first three X-Men movies. In the first one, he got his butt kicked by Toad, was out for most of that fight. In the second one, he was kidnapped. He only fought for like 2 seconds. And in the third one, he was killed off, which I still don't like to believe he was killed off, but he was killed off. And then he was in X-Men Origins for no reason at all. He didn't need to be in there. And now this is his chance to be the leader. This is his time to shine, and you don't put Cyclops in the movie? Like, I don't understand what's wrong with Fox. And then not having Jean in this movie really pisses me off. But here goes a huge major discrepancy in this movie. Jean is not in this movie, okay? Even if they say that Cyclops and Jean are off somewhere, so they are in the First Class, but they're just not, dealing with the situation at hand. Patrick Stewart, okay, played Professor Xavier in X-Men 3 Last Stand. In the flashback, when he went to Jean's house when she was a little kid, he was bald and he was at least 39, 40, right? In this movie, James McAvoy, I don't know how to really pronounce his name, but he's playing Professor Charles Xavier. He looks to only be around 30-ish, and he has a full head of hair. That makes no sense. Because how could he have just started the X-Men being 30-ish if in the other movies it all points to him being much older? Also, him creating the X-Men now, before he's even paralyzed. He's not even paralyzed in the trailers. Now that could be up for debate, but all I know is that in Uncanny X-Men issue 1, Professor Xavier was in a wheelchair. So there's no reason for him to be standing walking around in the trailer. And even on the front lines, it looks to be with the X-Men, fighting alongside them. There are a ton of other things. Another one that I don't like is Hank McCoy, Beast. Now, Beast, and if you notice, I'm going very little off of the comics, because people are going to say whatever they want about comics going to movies. Well, everything can be like the comic. Well, that's true. But since this is not a reboot, why not stay within the own continuity of your own franchise? You're pissing all over the stuff that you created, Fox. With Beast, Hank McCoy, when he was with the X-Men, was human. His extremities were a bit bulkier, and he was bigger, and he had super agility. But he was still he was still in human form, a humanoid. He was a mutant, but he was in humanoid form, which means he looked like us. In X-Men 2, in the one scene right before Mystique gave that guy a blowjob in the bathroom, on the television. Okay, she didn't really give him a blowjob, so don't go looking that up. But right before she had in X-Men 2, it was right before she gave that security guard the sensitive, when she was out of makeup, Rebecca Romijn Stamos, in the bar scene. Hank McCoy was seen on the television in human form. It was a cameo appearance. It was like a little Easter egg, but he was on the television in human form talking. He had on glasses, had the fishbowl haircut. It was Hank McCoy. Then in X-Men 3, we saw him within his mutated beast form, hinting at, okay, he was a little bit older when he had done the experiments on himself. That's fine. Why in this movie is he transforming into beast at such a young age? What that does is piss all over what you've already established in the movie. So you're saying that he can change back and forth? Because if what happened in the events of X-Men 2 is supposed to be 30 some odd years later, why is he human again? And then back at X-Men 3, he's a beast again. I mean, come on, really? Let's stick with what we created. Come on, continuity. I mean, Fox, it's your movie series, and the director, I don't know his name, but it's just a lot of glaring things like that he should have picked up on. I would not direct this movie. Even the writers are really to be to blame. I mean, it's just stupid. So it's a lot of things about the movie. It's flashy, so people are gonna like it for that. And say what you will about, oh, it's a new X-Men movie and it looks nice. Looks have nothing to do with this. And then another thing I really want to get out, I might not even do 2 parts. This might just be a 1-part video because I really don't want to talk about this movie anymore. But a character who is supposed to be Nightcrawler's biological father is in this movie, and he is a part of the Hellfire Gang. His name eludes me right now. Loses me right now. I really can't think of his name right now. But he was created in 2003, so he's a very young character. I really don't consider anything in the 2000s as being canon in X-Men, because X-Men canon and comics after the 90s are just horrible. But here goes the thing about this guy. He's part of Hellfire Gang, which is led by Kevin Bacon. So, you can already imagine how that's going to be. And he's red. He has a tail. Looks like the devil. And he teleports. And he apparently has sex with Mystique in this movie. Here goes the thing that I don't understand. will.i.am's character, Wraith, in X-Men Origins was supposed to be Nightcrawler's biological father. In the video game Wolverine X-Men Origins Uncaged, which was 10 times better than that horrible movie, it is hinted at that Raven Darkholme, aka Mystique, is pregnant with Wraith's baby. Wraith, who is also a teleporter. So why all of a sudden are we now backtracking on continuity and trying to get it right now? That makes no sense. Also, at the end of X-Men Origins, why was Professor Xavier bald and olding, looking almost as he looked at X-Men 3, yet in this movie he doesn't look anything like that? Yeah, once again, just pissing all over everything. I really don't want to see this movie. I really do not want to. This is probably the one Marvel movie I just do not want to support. I really don't want to. The X-Men movies have been getting pissed over. I did a Captain America review. I thought that was going to be bad. This movie is going to be horrible. And you could say, well, comic book fans are always going to get what they want, and we understand that. But at least stick to the continuity that the franchise, that the film franchise has established. If you don't stick to that, then you might as well just reboot the entire series. You know, so I'm kind of mad right now, but we'll see how things goes, I guess.